living a life of non-expectance, um, surrendering to the mundane, to the everyday, the process, the the step by step, and sort of allowing the thoughts of escapism, no matter how well they're dressed, no matter the attempt at convincing me, like this is not a plot for me to escape. But just really grounding myself in the things that I am already like slowly and gradually working towards, while also feeding my need for wonder, for imagination, for you know the finer things in life, but without like completely disrupting that balance, because it becomes very, it's like a very critical balance, like that what's in that place between um being unang umuntu who gets bored easily, and being someone who could like make life altering decisions from a place of boredom there, where I completely like choose to restructure or like just completely alter my life, yabona, from that place. And just really understanding ukuthi, in as much as it's difficult being like grounded and focusing on the day to day, and like not thinking what I could just jump and exist in a timeline where like I'm already doing big things and I'm getting a huge ROI, you know? And, it's just like these big things are happening, and I have it all. It's all happening. It's like the best possible scenario that looks nothing like this boredom that I'm experiencing right now. And then I stop myself and say, okay, here's that thought now, that escapes thoughts that wants you to just jump into a different reality, a reality that you have no access to njengamanje, because you're currently living this one that is taking your time to build, that is like growing like a tree, essentially. That's just taking time. And it's not like time in like a bad way, but it's time because it's a process. Yabona. It's like it's a process that you have to go through, and it's a process that you wanted. But it's like you're not cognizant, you're not conscious, you're not aware, you're not recognizing how each day, each effort, yonke into that you do is leading you to that. It's like only when you have like those big moments, those like triggering, those like emotionally packed and emotionally charged moments, that you feel like anything towards the everyday, the step to step, like chances that you take. It's like you only feel it when it comes to those big things. But like it's important the work that you do, and no work essentially goes I'd say it goes to waste. So even if even if ikhona leyo nto leyo, I guess I've just have to like I had to come to the realization of Uti, it's okay, I can have the thoughts that I have and feel like Uti, like where I am blows, like where I am sucks, and it bores me so much, and it's not engaging me in a way that I would like to be engaged. It's not stimulating enough, like nothing in my reality, nothing that I'm dedicating my day-to-day life to is, let's say is stimulating me, or I'm not finding any like spontaneous joy, expensive, like it's not something that's big, that's just like wow, that will catch me off guard, that will just like excite me in the way that I, like being excited. But it's just like sometimes it's just like you have class, bro, you have an assignment, and it's not that even engaging. Like it's not even like ukuthi it does what you thought it was gonna do. Like what was like even like with the classes that I had, like the expectations that I had, just like really ruined it for me, because now I'm at a place where because I have to deal with the fact that what I thought was gonna happen didn't. Nah. Even like with like the things that I initially thought I was gonna research, I'm just like, I'm just here. I'm just here at a place that's very not what I thought, nah, and I'm just not existing in my reality and some in my like imagined, I guess, reality in my up there. And leyo nto leyo ingifakela istress. Ngithi hayibo, ngithi hayibo, izinto vele zihamba ngonyawo lona, like nothing is fun, nothing is stimulating, nothing is making us go, 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 go. It's just I wake up and esikoleni ngiyabuya. I'm not Nakona on the way. I'm not meeting anyone okay, who's weird, who's like also show something in too. Like nothing is happening. It's just every day is every day. It's the same people. Like yes, obviously there's like fun in each day, but it's not like existential. I don't feel like overall my day or my week or my month is like life changing, ne? And it's like that thing of going fast. So like if you move like water, if you move like fire, and it's just like fast, 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 and you're not grounded, yeah, which is like something that I have to cultivate essentially groundedness, because I don't have any really I don't have air in my where I should have air. Not air in Jalo. I don't have earth where I should have earth. And I can say Guti, it does has this thing of like it does affect me in a way, Guti. I just don't prioritize isn't or take time, like things that build up over time as much. I'm just so used to moving to this one thing to the next, to this one thrill to the next, and that's good and all, but obviously that's no life. That's no life. And I've been really having to learn what the hood healer was saying like a while ago about like see anything worth having requires commitment, and it's so true with anything that's worth having over time, anything that's like that would make me feel how I feel when I fantasize, when I think about like the best case scenario and how I can't wait to have that's not just gonna happen, Jay, like tomorrow, because I think even a huge part of me understands Ugosi. I mean, I would have to be a completely different person from who I am right now in terms of just like how my openness and how much I let people in. So it's not something that can just happen without anything happen, without time, without effort, just me dreaming about it because I'm stressed out. I don't like what's happening here. It's something that I would have to look at it long enough and respect the process that it's gonna take for me to get there. Ne? And it's just like no respect for the process. And there's just like no, very little respect for the process, and just being so focused on execution. The process of getting acquainted, it frustrates me, and I've seen it's something that just gets in the way, even with relationship. It's like it's not that I hate a slow burn, because ngumuntu vele with delayed gratification in my own right. But at the same time, it's like if certain things are taking a while to unfold, I get very unsettled because I'm just like, Kanti, where's the fun? Like, where's the fun? But you know what? Isn't all that like are stable? Yeah, but isn't all that are long lasting, that are forever? They're not fun in a way that's like new and spontaneous and like whatever that's not expected. They're fun in a way, good see, it's familiar, it's safe, it's freeing, And obviously those things take time to cultivate. Like obviously it'll take time. Like you can't use fire and air to cultivate an earth like thing, like to I know what I'm saying. You can't use those mechanisms, like the rules of those two, to tend to the land. Like the land just requires you to be patient. It requires you to experience the process. It requires you to like understand what it is that is happening, to see cause and effects, to see the law of compensation, to see yourself reaping what you sow. You have to see and be cognizant of the whole process. And I feel like if we like even in your thinking, if you rely too much on like air and fire and even water to to some extent, you become like super idealistic, and ngathini, you dream or fantasize about about things like winning the lotto or like a sudden stroke of luck. Because when you value things that just like happen and they spontaneous and they fun and they yes, 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 yes. But sometimes it's just not the point. It's like it's not the point. That's not what you're supposed to experience. Because on the same breath I would cry about like they're not having a relationship, or he not having like my own things ne? When in the same breath would say I am behaving or thinking in ways that make it really hard for me to nurture those things. So if obviously I expect relationships to be fun, spontaneous, this, that, and the other, even like when it comes to like the partners gay that I select, I'd probably be more like incentivized to start something with umuntu who's more like, who makes me feel like yo, like ovela engithus enza into engayijwayele, that's spontaneous, that mentally stimulates me, that does all these things, and then I'm just like hi wena yabo umuntu ovele engithuse, as opposed to someone who like would want a slow burn, really like get to know me. And it's again, it's not ukuthi low stop burning ngisuke ngamfuni ngisuke ngiyanjani, but it's like because I get bored, I'm just like, what's the point? Like like what are we doing here? Like what was this again? And then I'll sort of like want to explore other things, ne? But within boundaries, obviously. I'll be so curious about what's happening where I'm not, because I constantly need stimulation. I need stimulation. But in the same breath, I'm being told to go to contain it. Otherwise, because I wanna, when like people, we all have our own like like grounding like thoughts or grounding thing, and my grounding thing is that I will not always be young. I will not always be this young, like 20. And you know someone said the older you get, the more you pay for, like the more the consequences of your actions take a toll of you, like the greater the toll that they take on you, just like in your life. I think something along those lines there. And that thing really stuck with me because it's true. It's like I won't always be this young, and deciding to forego into that could like develop over time, because I feel like isn't to have to feel like umuntu fanele afike ese perfect, ese complete, because we need to experience each other fast and have it like just burn, 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 and then and then that's just that. Yeah, well, and I'm just like, come on, this is not realistic. Like I can't, especially for someone who is like me. Like I obviously need time for to get to know the person. So I'm like, kwakhona, what I want and the things that I, you know, kune-disconnects nakhona. Kune-indlela engibehave ngayo, and the things that are good for me, there's a disconnect. And that's what's causing the thing. It's like I even find myself attracted to people who feed into like my fire and my air thing, and that's fine, that's good, yabo. That's good, especially if those people I'm attracting in a sense of what we're gonna work together for creative work, because obviously those are the people you do work with. But in terms of like partnership gay and longevity and family and yonke leyo nto leyo, starting a family, commitment, yonke leyo nto leyo, I can't use that same thing. I can't be that same Minentle who looks at their partner the same way that they would look at like a business thing. Like it's different. This is different. Lana, there has to be stability. And stability has to be birthed. Like the relationship has to be grounded in and of itself. And that requires time. It requires time. It requires, I can't say it. I can't say this word. I'm being dramatic, but it requires a lot of things, then, and it's just like, hey, but simply in there, that's what I'm gonna say. Let me go.